In this video, we'll be doing some problems that involve angles of elevation and depression. First, let's look at what these are. For an angle of elevation, you want to start with the horizontal. This is your eye level. And then from the horizontal, you want to go up. So the angle of elevation would be here. From the horizontal, go up. For the angle of depression, let's again start with the horizontal, and here's your eye level. From the horizontal, for an angle of depression, you want to go down. So our angle of depression would be here. So our first problem, a man 6 feet tall is 200 feet from a tree. He measures the angle of elevation to the top of the tree as 11 degrees. How tall is the tree? So let's draw a little sketch. We have our man and his eye. From the horizontal, we're looking at a tree. And it says that he is 6 feet tall. So from here to here is 6 feet. The angle of elevation, so from the horizontal up to the top of the tree, is 11 degrees. And we're assuming that we have a right angle here. And he is 200 feet from the tree, so the distance from the man to the tree is 200 feet. Our question is, how tall is the tree? Well, we can use our right triangle trig to find this section of the tree. Let's call this x. And then we'll add 6 feet onto that once we find the value for x. So for our trig ratio, we want to use the side opposite the 11 degree angle and the side adjacent to the 11 degree angle. And we know that, let's use our mnemonic, TOA. Opposite and adjacent requires that we use the tangent function. So we would say then the tangent of 11 degrees is equal to the opposite side, which is x, over the adjacent side, which is 200. To solve for x, we need to multiply both sides by 200. These cancel, and I have x is equal to 200 times the tangent of 11 degrees. Let's use our calculator on that one. Make sure you're in degrees. 200 times the tangent of 11 degrees is approximately 38.88. And then we need to add 6 onto that to account for this distance. And so our tree is 44.88 feet. Let's do another one. An airplane is flying at an altitude of 3,000 feet. The pilot sights an object at an angle of depression of 26 degrees. What is the slant range from plane to object? So we have an airplane flying at an altitude of 3,000 feet. Here's our airplane. (3,000 feet). The pilot sights an object at an angle of depression of 26 degrees. So our angle of depression from this side, here's our horizontal. And then we need to go down. So this angle is 26 degrees. The question is, what is the slant range from the plane to the object? So we're looking for this. Let's call it X. Now, in order to use our right triangle trig, our angle needs to be inside here. So you can either know that this is a right angle and subtract 26 from 90 to get the measure of this angle, or you can use the fact that we have parallel lines, this horizontal and this horizontal are parallel, and then cut by a transversal here means that alternate interior angles are congruent. That's what I'm going to use. So this 26 right here and this 26 right here will be equal. Those are my alternate interior angles. All right. Now I can use this 26 degree angle. The 3,000 is the side opposite that angle, and the X is the hypotenuse since it's across from the right angle. So the trig function that requires opposite and hypotenuse, SOHCAHTOA, opposite and hypotenuse means I need to use the sine. So I'll have the sine of 26 degrees is equal to opposite 3,000 over hypotenuse, which is X. Now I want to get this X out of the denominator of the fraction, so I'll multiply both sides by X. These X's will cancel, and now I have X times the sine of 26 is equal to 3,000. Divide both sides by sine 26. These will cancel, and X is equal to 3,000 divided by the sine of 26. Let's grab my calculator. So 3,000 divided by the sine of 26 gives me approximately 6843. Let's make that 44 feet.